Welcome to Never Been Stronger, where I'm going to positively motivate, inspire, and educate people who desire the three categories of exercise, motivation, nutrition, and life in general. Many people throughout my life have motivated and inspired me. They also have educated me to where I am today. I want to give that back to you. So that is what Never Been Stronger is for. How we doing today, everybody? Never Been Stronger. Patrick Thompson here. First off, I want to talk about what Never Been Stronger is and what it really means. Obviously, you hear my intro in the beginning, but Never Been Stronger is more than a physical aspect. It's also mentality. So if you have a strong mind, I believe that you're going to have a strong body as well. So that's one thing that I firmly believe in, and I would believe my guest here, Doug Pinter of Anytime Fitness Peoria, would agree with that as well. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But, Doug.
What's up, Pat?
How are we doing today?
Oh, man, I'm excited. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. For those of you who don't know, most of you listening probably do know, but whatever. Doug is a friend of mine, mentor. He's my mean old boss here at Anytime Fitness Peoria. He is a professional coffee chugger. And even though I know he's trying to cut back on that, but I'm going to try to keep him up there in the 2 or 3 range.
Training for an event in December.
But, yeah, he interviewed me. How many times do you think he did?
Pat, I'm sorry, but it was at least 8 times.
Yeah.
And then finally, when I called you back, I'm like, dude, can you come in for one more interview? And I knew I was going to offer you the job. It's actually right where we're sitting right now. And you came in. And I mean, you're still upbeat, you're still positive. I thought either 1, he's going to body slam me through this table, or 2, he'll take the job. And thank goodness it was the latter. And we hit the ground running, man. You're just killing it. Couldn't be happier. Very blessed to have you on board.
Appreciate it.
Look at all this good stuff you're doing.
Thank you for the opportunity. I mean, I know basically going out of college and guys, girls listening who are in college right now, if you have an opportunity to do something, you have to take advantage of it. You can't settle, even if it is something like myself, moving from a small town of Roseville, 900 people, to the big Peoria area. Like I say, it's big, but it's big for me, I guess.
You took a leap, but you believed in what you could do, and you've crushed that, and then we've set new goals, and you're still killing those, so
awesome.
We just find. Yeah, definitely, if you're out there listening, don't pass up on an opportunity. It could be life-changing forever.
And I was fortunate to have my fiance Caitlin and her family live over here, and I lived over there for a year or so, and then we brought her home. But I mean, it was still like, okay, I'm going to go live with people I've never really met or known for a while, and it's just like, but hey, it worked out, I think.
I was going to say, everything happens for a reason. You knew it was going to work out. It was just a matter of timing, and yeah. It's awesome.
Thank you. But a little bit more about you right now. So, obviously, the owner of Anytime Fitness Peoria.
Yep.
You used to be a professional golfer.
Yep.
In Florida, right?
Yeah, I used to live down in Orlando for about 9.5 years playing on tour.
Okay. Now, kind of start back to where you, at one point, if you don't mind, in like your life where you're like, I think I'm going to open up I know one of your dreams was to open up a franchise, but what made it, 1, a health club, and 2, what kind of motivated you to do that?
So a little bit about me. First off, when my wife and I were looking to purchase the franchise, and we purchased that about 3.5, 4 years ago, I weighed close to 300 pounds. And we wanted to invest into something. And we looked at a clothing boutique, and we were actually looking to open that over in Bloomington. And my wife is a rather healthy person. She enjoys working out and taking care of her body. And we came across Anytime Fitness, and she did a ton of homework. This actually was supposed to be her place to open and run. And we landed, we went up to Minnesota to corporate. We met with Chuck, who owns Anytime Fitness, and did the interview process, and we were accepted as a franchisee. So the reason we chose the health club over fashion is this is real. I mean, you can go buy a shirt, and that shirt gets old, right? Then you throw away the shirt, or you donate. Then you go get others. It's just so not self-fulfilling. It's this Dude, look, you're over here. You got best of the best. We got a great staff. We have close to 800 members. I mean, this is life changing. I can go home, put my head on the pillow, and know that we, collectively as a team here, are changing people in their lives and making this world a better place.
Right.
Not just health wise, but in business. I mean, people that work out. You talk about healthy mind, healthy body. The mind does come first, in my opinion. When you get the blood flowing, whatever it may be, you're able to think clear, burn off stress, maybe in a healthier fashion. So, back to answer your question, one, I weighed 300 pounds, so I could relate to the intimidation, the understanding of fears of joining a health club and the struggle. I mean, I joined other health clubs when I was in Orlando, and I mean, it was like Ken and Barbie places where people were working out with shirts off and that, and here comes me in size 44 pants that are about to split. And I mean, I knew I could relate, and it was time. I think everything happens for a reason, and it was maybe God's way of saying, I need to get my health in check so I can live a little bit longer for my kids as well. So, Anytime Fitness landed in our life at the right time, right place. Everything works for a reason. And that's how we land on Anytime Fitness versus a clothing boutique.
Gotcha. Cool. That's awesome. You mentioned going into a health club, fear, maybe a little intimidated, just didn't even want to walk through the door, I'm sure. What could you recommend, maybe one or two things to people out there who, like, all right, winter's coming, I really know I need to get in the gym or do something to be active, but I just don't want to do it yet. I'm not motivated, or I just maybe fears in the back of their head. What's a couple things that maybe motivate you to get through there?
So I think fear is created by lack of knowledge.
Okay.
The unknown. And I think it's healthy to put yourself, I try to do it at least once a week, put myself in an uncomfortable position, whether that's going into a room where you don't know anybody and creating 4 or 5 friendships out of there, getting to know them. So instead of, and also, all right, can you repeat your question? I'm sorry, I got like 30 different thoughts.
No, when you're going, or what are a couple things that that you could give to people who maybe have that fear in their back of the head, their lack of motivation coming into the winter months, that maybe that's something that you felt but you overcame back 9 years ago, or however long it was?
Yeah. Dude, that's a great question. One is you got to believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't believe in yourself, who will? And find something that motivates you. Is it your kids? Do you want to live longer? My goal was to add quality, livable years at the end of my life. Mm-hmm. I do not want to be wheelchair bound because my hips or my knees can't handle it. I don't want diabetes. I definitely think I was going down a road where I was going to have to face some of those challenges. Find out what each person is unique. It's not a cookie cutter style health club that we're in. We're very customizable, and you just gotta trust us as well. Trust your knowledge, your expertise. My motivating factors, though, to answer your question, are my family. My kids are 9, playing basketball, kickball, baseball, softball, gymnastics, you name it. I got to be able to outlast them. And I finally did that last summer when we were outside playing. I outlasted them, and I thought, now I'm in a position where I want to be.
Right.
And now that I'm back on tour, I see guys really struggling to walk 18 holes. So a typical day is maybe hit 1,500 golf balls to warm up, take a couple mile walk or run, play golf. You're walking at least 7 to 8 miles, and the courses are very undulated. And I finish, and I still got a ton of energy left.
Nice.
I see a lot of guys struggling. So that helps motivate me as well. I mean, just the aches and pains of my back and my knees,
right,
essentially gone. So,
nice.
I mean, there's just a lot of benefits.
Well,
Once you see one benefit, I think you'll see 2 and 3, and then all of a sudden you look back, at your footprints down that beach, and your first step is so far behind you that now all you can do is focus on moving forward.
Right.
and the positives that you get out of it. For me, unbelievable.
Awesome. That's great stuff right there. And you said aches and pains in your back, and you had a pretty gnarly back injury years ago.
Yep.
And now, obviously, it's subsided for the most part.
Yeah.
And you think that's from one, obviously, exercise, we've been talking about that, but even proper nutrition, probably?
Oh, my nutrition, thanks for bringing this up. So my L4, L5, I got a vertebrae laid over from a car accident. I was paralyzed for 5 days, laid up in ICU. Doctor said I'd never be able to golf again. So I took that as a challenge. But my back and my knees hit the steering column, crushed some things in my knees. But you know what? You can either use it as an excuse or a motivating factor. And for me, I'm going to use that. I'm never going to play golf again to motivate me, so I can't play golf again.
I knew the story, but I didn't know the doctor said that you'd never play golf again, and now you're out playing competitively, which is fantastic.
Trust me, and I let that doctor know every time. I set a course record the other week. I took a picture of the scorecard and I sent it to him.
I was going to say, stick that up, you know where.
He is very happy that I'm able to play golf now. But yeah, and you know what? When I was working out and I work out with you, there's times my back would be tight, my hamstrings would be tight, and I think I'm just going to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some people come in, they work out, and they think that working out's going to heal them right away.
Right.
It's a process.
Mm-hmm.
And some people use aches and pains as an excuse to lay back on working out.
Mm-hmm.
But what I found, and I see, is typically people that are a little overweight, such as myself, especially when I started working out, is there's some sort of ailment that will happen, some sort of impingement of something. But it's whether you let that drag you back to the place you were before, or if you push through it.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say push through it, I'm talking like a week at most.
Right.
Of maybe just a little uncomfortableness in my lower back or my glutes, you know. And once you're over that hurdle, you're out into smooth seas.
Yeah, you forget about it, really.
Yeah. It's those muscles I did not activate for so long. I mean, how can you expect the body not to react with some sort of pushback
Mm-hmm.
on a new habit that I've created from sitting on the couch, you know? So
Definitely.
I think it's just a reaction with your eye. So
Kind of like the squats. I mean, you used to hate those, now you love them.
I wouldn't say love.
But now you know the benefit that you get from something like that.
What's crazy is I will throw the squats into my workout when I'm doing it on my own and I don't feel like I'm challenging myself enough and my heart rate isn't getting high enough so I can burn some of the carbs out in that. So I'll do 15 squats and I'm sweating.
Yep.
And it's good. My golf coach, one of the first things he said when I went up to Chicago to work with him was, dude, you look good, you're working out. He noticed my posture was different. I think I even told you this.
Mm-hmm.
We were doing RDLs, which I had no clue what those were until we were doing them. And he says my core and my obliques and that have really helped my golf game.
Yeah.
And I've picked up 35 yards off the tee.
Wow.
It's unbelievable.
And that's huge.
That's huge.
For golf. I mean,
It's huge.
Because 35 yards the second hit from the fairway, that will either get you on the green or not.
That's 2.5 clubs less than what I would have been hitting. So instead of now, if I hit an 8 iron, before that would have been like a 5 or a 6 iron. And it's hard to compete against the competition I'm already up against,
Mm-hmm.
let alone if I tack on having to hit longer clubs into smaller greens. So
Wow. Cool. That's awesome. Good stuff.
yeah,
But talking about a little bit of Anytime Fitness, we have our national conference coming up in Lake Placid
it's gonna
next
be
week.
awesome.
We went down to Nashville last year for that, and I mean, going into a conference, you think obviously you know you're going to learn some things, it's going to be business and stuff like that. But when I left, I was like so moved by the inspiration and the motivation that the people that were on stage last year. It was just like, I mean, you had the people who got success stories of the year. Like there's 3 of them, I believe. Dave Mathis came down from Iowa. He was here for our Anytime Fitness winter party, I believe.
He just won an award with Easter Seals, I saw.
Really?
Yeah, just got a big photo op done. Yeah.
Man. And he was one of the major winners. He was the major winner up there, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And I mean, it was unreal. Like words don't describe it, obviously. And then even one of the guys that was from the he's in the military.
Black Hawk Down.
Yeah.
I had a small man crush on this gentleman.
Yep.
His story was unbelievable.
Yes, it was, and it was a guy who was in the real life part of it, but they made the movie Black Hawk Down based off of his platoon that he was in. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the stories he told, man, I mean, I get chills thinking about it. That conference was life-changing. Mm-hmm. I mean, made me realize, man, when you think you got it bad, someone else has it 10 times worse.
Of course.
I mean, just the motivation we got out of there. I can't wait. I can't wait for next week. It's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing what all of you have to say about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, last year was a ton of fun. We learned a lot.
Right.
But the stories are just so inspirational.
Mm-hmm. And talking a little bit about our staff here, we have obviously myself and you, but talk a little bit about each of the employees that are here right now and just give the listeners out there a little taste of what they might be hearing more in the future about, like with Karen, Shelby, Morgan, John. Go ahead and touch base a little bit on each of them.
Sure, yeah. First off, I am really, really excited. Morgan Skinner offered her a job here at the club last week, which she accepted. Mm-hmm. So, bam, that's out there. She's on board. She was our member of the year. She finished 9th in the world for member of the year through Anytime Fitness Corporate. It was 9th, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the My Anytime store.
Yeah. So not only did she rank in the single digits nationwide, because we are a global franchise, but then she did a powerlifting meet with you. Mm-hmm. She's lost, I think, close to 100 pounds. Mm-hmm. She's busy. This is what Anytime Fitness is about.
For sure.
I mean, so are you. I mean, each of you represent Anytime Fitness in your own way. Shelby's lost half of his weight. So let me get back to Morgan. So she's lost about 100 pounds. She trains with you. Mm-hmm. She put me through a workout the other day. I just wanted to see how she would do. It was just flawless execution. And she's going to be so successful. Her story alone is inspirational. Mm-hmm. And then you talk about Shelby. Shelby's lost half his body weight. His clientele continues to grow on a daily basis. He is genuine. He wears his heart on his sleeve. Great dude. Once you get to know Shelby's story and why he lost the weight, I mean, it's a tearjerker and reminds you how blessed we all are. Karen, she's down. I can't say
50 or 60, I want to say.
And she's great at balancing her nutrition. She measures everything. She just gave me great news. I can drink 2 to 3 cups of coffee a day versus the 1 because I was getting a little crabby. But her story's phenomenal. And she's got family and she's working. So she can show you how life, work, exercise can all be balanced and still enjoy life. Dude, we got you. You're phenomenal. Anytime Fitness Peoria would not be what it is today without you. I don't know what else to say on that.
Appreciate that.
You're a rock star. Did I get all the trainers? Oh, Boop. So Boop, the thing I like about Boop, he blends cardio and weight training together in a workout. So, I mean, in a half hour, I'm thoroughly exhausted working out with that guy. Mm-hmm. He's ex-military.
Yep.
So he incorporates some of that into his workouts. We do have a few veterans that work out with him here at the club, and they just love him. He's just a good dude.
Oh, yeah.
Real good. Real knowledgeable. I think the staff here at Anytime Fitness Peoria, we got an A-team. I mean, it's very hard to bring someone in that gels as well with all of us, that brings the knowledge and the things to the table that all of you possess. So it's you guys make Anytime Fitness Peoria. You're the face.
Appreciate that. I know we all do, and definitely all very fortunate to have the opportunity to do what we enjoy and obviously love to do and help others. So
that's the thing, is all of you are you're just genuine, real people. Mm-hmm. And I think people can see through BS. Yeah. It's very clear.
Sure.
I mean, you go to buy something, you know whether someone's just BSing you or if they're for real.
Yep.
And you guys are all for real.
The talking about buying something. This kind of relates to
Uh-oh.
what health and nutrition and exercise is, but like supplements. When you go to a supplement store, you should be able. You need to learn how they're going to try and sell you, because they're going to just try and sell you this product. They don't. Last time I went to a supplement store, they didn't even ask. They asked me what my goals were, and I said I needed to lose a couple pounds for my powerlifting competition coming up, and I still need to maintain my strength. About 5 minutes later into it, the guy was like, "Yeah, this is going to add like 5 to 10 pounds of muscle over the next 8 weeks if you were using this and eating right." And I was like, thinking to myself, I wasn't even trying to gain weight.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so that's what Doug's saying is like everyone that is inside these four walls, which it actually goes outside of that, is going to listen to the people out there, the people that are coming through the door, whether it's a member, a client, whoever, gonna listen, gonna cater to your needs and get you to where you want to be, or at least try it as the best we can.
Yeah. The thing I like is when I'm sitting at my desk and we're sitting out in the front lobby here, and I see you guys conversing with the members, I know you guys are putting together a real game plan for these people. They are in good hands. I do not worry about one person that comes in and takes advantage of the services we offer, because I know you guys are extremely knowledgeable, and you put customizable programs together for our members to get them to where they need to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I love when the members send me an email saying, it's because of Pat I'm able to go on a walk with my grandchild. It's because of Shelby my husband is free of using a walker.
Yeah.
It's because of Karen I didn't have to have a knee replacement surgery. That's why we bought Anytime Fitness.
Yep. And if for the ones out there, if you are still on the fence about like, should I do this for my health? Should I do that for my health? Ask somebody. Don't question your question. Ask somebody. Ask your spouse. Ask your child. Ask a friend. Ask your neighbor. Whoever it may be that you have a good relationship with. Talk to them, and that's literally what we do. Is we talk to people and help them on fitness, exercise, nutrition, because that's who we are. We're not a banker. We're not a car salesman. We're not a mechanic. They go to other people for that. So if people, which I believe you're probably agreeing with me here, is that if you have a question on something, ask somebody about that in that field of expertise.
Yeah, so spot on, Pat. Here's, I think, one thing is I was so overwhelmed. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I just bought a fitness franchise. I don't know one thing about fitness.
Right.
I still hit you guys up on the daily asking for your knowledge. It was very overwhelming when someone thinks about weight loss. Shoot, I bet they could at least write down 25 feelings that they have: confused, nervous, anxious, so many things.
Yeah, there's more.
And what's awesome is you guys just one day at a time, one tip at a time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not throw the whole kitchen sink at you.
Right.
It's let's start with baby steps, then we'll get into a full stride, and before long, I feel like I have a pretty good handle on what I need to do, and I really love working out now.
Yeah.
Really love it. Yeah, you can't go ask someone outside of this expertise, this field, and expect results. I mean, this is what you went to school for. This is what you do 60 to 70 hours a week. This is you.
Right.
You are fitness.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, definitely. With that, everybody, if you have any questions on fitness, gyms to join in Peoria, whatever it is, obviously you have my contact information from wherever you're listening to this podcast at, SoundCloud, iTunes, or YouTube. But also, call Anytime Fitness Peoria. Schedule a tour. If you go on a tour, it doesn't mean you have to join the club. It doesn't mean you're locked into anything. Just check us out. Check out any gym for that matter, and just get what Anytime Fitness says: get to a healthier place.
Yeah.
I mean, whether that's with us or not, it doesn't matter.
It's 100% true.
As long as people are motivated to get healthy, get stronger, and just live life to the fullest. That's what we're looking for here.
You got to make, in my opinion, you got to make tomorrow better than today. And what are you doing today to make your roadway or your pathway for tomorrow a little easier? And you just got to get up and get going, man.
Yep.
Once you get going, it's not that hard. It really isn't.
Sounds like a broken record out there, people, but it's a record that's always going to be spinning, and we constantly, even myself, need reminded of that. So, Doug, appreciate you meeting with me here for a half hour or so.
Thanks, buddy.
And I'm sure you're going to be on again in the future.
I'll try to talk faster next time.
No, that's all good. But never been stronger. Stay tuned for more. iTunes, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Thank you.